Hi FlossTube, I'm Joy.
I'm Emma Kay.
And we're the Carolina Stitchers. And we made it back in February.
Yes.
We have, well, we'll probably look much older to you guys today. We've had birthdays. Emma's birthday is exactly 7 days after mine. I was born in January, she was born in February.
Yep,
so we've had, we have our own months. So we've had celebrations, we've had family dinners. My husband and I celebrated our 27th anniversary last week, and so we went away for a few days, just up the coast. It's so funny when we go to another beach town, and people are like, oh, where are you from? We're like, Charleston. They're kind of like,
I'm like, well, what are you doing here?
Right. But it's always fun to get away for a few days, and we had a great time. I have stitched an absolute ton this past month, and I've shared most of it on my Instagram, but I'm so excited to share it with you guys today. Did you stitch a lot, Emma?
I've stitched some. I've got a few different whips. I've done a lot more planning, I think. I haven't physically stitched, but I did buy some stuff. I've got some haul and birthday, so.
Well, I can't wait to see that. So yeah, I think we're just gonna jump on in with our whips. You wanna go first?
Good. This first one was actually part of my WIPGO, which I might have shown this last time. I didn't get as much done on it as I would like to have, but it's the Stitching with the Housewives month-to-month February. And so I'm working on this larger pattern. And I'm not sure what it's stitched on. It's an opalescent in 14 count Ada.
Charles Craft maybe from Joann's.
So I'm trying to get all of the pink color done on the barn, just because there's a lot of confetti with the other colors. Yeah. So I feel like if I have a base, it's going to make it easier. So I'm going to get this roof part done. And then as far as the floss, I'm just doing the called for classic Colorworks. So let's see if I can pull these out. But yeah, I just love these colors, especially on the fabric. I feel like they're going to pop. So yep. That was part of my WIPGO for February. Need to get some more stitching in on that one.
If only work wouldn't get in your way.
I know, I'm like, can't I just be a full-time stitcher? Yeah. And then this is one I got a while ago from Keepsakes. It's the Any Tiny Town by Heart and Hand.
I love that. Are you doing any changes?
The tiny town. I don't think
so.
So
like
far
our
now.
Town? I think our town is the town on the
like the beach one?
Yeah,
this
one?
That's our town. I don't know if I have this one. I have to go back through my patterns, but I definitely want this one if I don't, so. Yeah. I'll look through. I've got a few of the tiny towns. I just think they're fun to stitch. And this is stitched on, it's the called for fabric, so it's 16 count Ada on Shrekie's Tan by Needle Bling. Shrekie's Tan by Needle Bling. And I'm just doing the called for DMC.
Shrek was green.
He is.
Oh, well, maybe that's not how you pronounce that.
I think it's Shriek. I'll show it in case someone wants to see it. But yeah, trying to get, so I'm doing it in sections of 3. So the next time I stitch, I want to have done to the actual, let's see. Yes, the cafe. So.
And you said you're not changing anything?
I don't think so. I think I'm just going to keep the called for. My favorite part were these little books. I thought that was fun to stitch. It just looks so cute. So, yep. And I'm going to go back through. They also have buttons, which I don't want to show the pattern, but.
Oh, no, you're going to lose the buttons.
I'll just stick it back on there for the apples on the tree. So, I'll add those at the end.
You're going to stitch them on or glue them on?
Hopefully stitch, but if that doesn't work, we'll glue. That for my second one. And this is one, it was actually my WIPGO for January, but I'm just going to keep rolling with it. So I really like this.
We're going to try not to shake you guys to death, but we may. You can only see our setup.
It's very fun. So this is the Witchy Stitcher, the Stephen King house. And I'm just going room by room. So at this point, I've got this bottom part finished, which I love. Let's see. I've got all my DMC floss. I'm just doing the called for DMC.
Okay.
Little
it's nest. Like on a ring and a nest like her mama.
Yes. Best of both worlds.
It's our little bird nest.
And I'm stitching this on Stormy Gray Dyed Effect by Fabric Flare on 14 count Ada. And so I finished Misery, that room, which is pretty cool. I love that, Emma. parked my threads. I just did not enjoy stitching this room specifically. I don't know why.
Which room?
The Misery. I was like, this is taking a long time. It's such a nice pattern. Maybe that's why I didn't watch the movie with it, so I wasn't as... I was probably watching Hallmark or something.
Stitching.
Yep, Stitching Misery.
Yeah,
but,
there you go.
Yep, so I think next I'm going to finish the outline for The Shining and then start this middle room, which is the 1408. So that'll just have the carpet and the ghosts. I don't know if y'all can see that.
What is room 1408?
It was one of Stephen King's short stories, and then it became a movie, which it's a good movie. I have it on DVD. It's just it's one of those that's got like 4 different endings depending on if you watch it on like DVD or on TV, or it's pretty cool.
We're trying not to shake you, but we're gonna
touch the table.
Emma loves scary movies.
Yes.
She did not get that from her mother because I don't watch any scary movies.
I think I got it from Dad. Dad likes scary.
He does. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna sneeze.
Oh.
I'm gonna try not to.
This next one is, I actually got this from the freebie table at StitchCon 2 years ago. It's Cross My Heart Ink Baby Bibs. And I'm pretty sure I've showed this on previous episodes because when my first nephew was born, I made him, let's see if I can find it, this bib.
And he still wears it.
Yes. We just got a picture of him the other day with it. It's super cute. And so now that I've got another nephew, I'm going to make him a matching one.
You know what I love? The fact that he has a pocket square.
Yes, it looks so fancy.
I love that.
So I love this. And the bibs were actually on the freebie table with this because they're the ones that come in the pattern. So I'm going to see on eBay maybe or somewhere else if they have like these bibs, like the different styles. Yep. Go from there. All the nieces and nephews will get a bib.
I love that.
And then this next one, which is my last whip because the other one was a finish. And then I've got some haul. So this one is Erica Michaels, The Beach is Calling. It's a little crossword, which I think is super cute. And I'm stitching this on Atomic Ranch Amber Wave on 18 count Aida, so it's a little smaller. Oh, I love it. So I've got the trolley done. And then with this, I think I'm going to add like Coligny or Burke's, like where my husband and I got married and met. Instead, right now,
do they have trolleys in Hilton? I don't think so. Isn't that a Northeast thing?
I think so. I don't remember seeing a trolley, but we're going to make it my trolley. Because right now it says Cape May, and I've never been there. So we're going to personalize
Our beaches are not very, our beach towns are not very walkable. Or I guess public transportation friendly.
Nope. They are not. And I'm just doing all the called for flosses. I'm trying to see, because there's a mix of DMC and Weeks Dye Works. It's all in a rat's nest, but let's see if I can pull this out. So these are the Weeks I'm using in my little shamble. And then the rest is just the called for DMC.
I love that, Emma.
So those were my whips, because the other one was a finish.
That was your whips. I have mine. Like I said, we put them in the description box, and I had 10 whips.
That's good.
And a few finishes, but we'll start with our whips. First one is Stitching with the Housewives September weigh-in. Only made one change. The pumpkin they have in marmalade, and I believe I used sweet potato. I have it on my Instagram, I think, with in case I'm misspeaking with that. This is stitched on Picture This Plus Wren, and I'm almost done. I did the September. I did it up here because they'll be separate to finish. And here we go. He's so cute.
I love that. That's a really good orange too for that pattern. Like, it goes well with the house decor.
Yeah. So I thought it was super, super cute. So not too much left on that. The weigh-ins are super fun. So I did that. I was planning to do these every Sunday like I did last year. The Carriage House samplings. I'm doing the Year at Hawk Run. And last year, what I did was every Sunday, this would be my Sunday stitch.
Like for football, when you were watching it.
I guess I'm bad with rules because I just could not make that happen. But I did work some on March. Maybe it's because I feel like I'm ahead. Even though I'm not. I've been working on this for 2 years now.
Gosh, it looks amazing.
This is on Pictures Plus Linen, and I'm trying to think of the color, maybe Doubloon, maybe. So I'd already finished January and February, which I was, one of the colors is wrong for February, but I kept going with it.
You can't tell.
And this is what I have done on March.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you know why I stopped? Because remember I was out of that one DMC, and neither one of us had it.
Oh, yeah.
And I had worked my way down just a little bit, trying to get back with the stitching on it for the current month. So maybe now that we're in March, I would like to have it finished and up on the wall in our, framed and on the wall in the bedroom. So I don't think that's going to happen this year.
I think
but maybe if I did, with the January and February, I was able to finish those that month just stitching on it on Sunday. So maybe that's why, I know.
And you've already got a head start on the March, like some of it's done, so.
I know. I don't know why I can't get it together this year.
I feel that.
Like it was an earthquake. Then Emma gave me this bag for, it's Black Cat Stitchery. Was this for StitchCon?
Yes, ma'am. I love her bags. Those patterns are cute.
So that was fun. And in it, I started stitching on Glendon Place Amazing Dessert Collection. And this is Red Velvet Cake. And this was a gift from my husband for my birthday.
That's such a pretty pattern.
I think it's beautiful. And he bought everything on the Glendon Place website. And so it's the called for fabric, and it's using the called for silks. And I did get a few days stitching on it. I love it.
Just like you've gotten a lot done.
I felt like it went fast because there were a lot of blocks of color. Whenever they're blocks. One thing I learned about silk, because I feel like I'm usually very, like I like for all of my stitches to lay evenly, like them to be a little puffy. And silk, I feel like, is a little bumpier.
Yeah, you get more of that like 3D.
Yeah, but it's not like as, looks like silk would be smoother, but it's almost like it's bumpier, like it's been twisted. So I worked on that, so that was a ton of fun. Then I finished a book this month, which I'll put the link to that below. It was Founding Mothers by Kogut Roberts, and it was so good. But I was listening to an Audible, and as I listened to my Audible, I stitched on my Lady of the Flag by Mirabilia, and this is an out-of-print chart.
I love this chart.
I actually bought it in 2018. It was re-released. So before then, these are very pricey charts on the aftermarket, but it was re-released on 2018 to shops. And what I did, because our shops here on the East Coast were selling out rapidly, I caught a shop on the West Coast, and she had one, so I paid retail for it.
Nice.
And I am stitching this on the Constitution fabric, and I got quite a bit done. I was really into that book.
Gosh, that's so pretty.
I had to add some of the red.
And then aren't you doing over one for the skin
over
tone?
one for the skin.
So pretty.
I think it's gonna be beautiful. So, and I had to measure her placement, of course, because you don't want to be off on the fabric. No way.
Which that's the perfect fabric for it, I think.
And I'm actually starting another Kogut Roberts book this month. And so I felt like that whatever one is super even looking.
Gosh, that's amazing. I don't know how you see that. I can't see that.
It is the weirdest thing. If I'm wearing contacts, I need readers. But if I'm not wearing contacts, I have perfect vision up close. So I never need magnifiers or...
It's that nearsighted one.
But, which I talked to my eye doctor about it. Talked to him about LASIK before. But he said if I got LASIK, I would lose that. Like I would always need readers. And stitching is so important to me. I'd rather not see far away. But, okay, I stitched on Love You Still Glendon Place. This was a gift from my husband for our anniversary. And these colors are going to be perfect in our bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Our walls are a sage green. This is all of the called fors, and it's on Dinky Dye silk. So this fabric is an Ivory Jobelin by WIPGO. And I stitched on it one day.
Gosh, that's amazing. I love those colors.
Isn't it so pretty?
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like I've stitched a lot with silk. But those colors are going to be perfect in our bedroom.
That fabric just looks very like sleek.
Yeah.
Like very nice.
It was different because I'm not used to, I usually stitch on Picture This Plus, I would say 95% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's different than Picture This Plus, but I would say the silks were definitely a learning curve at first. And then the silks and a new fabric, but I caught on. This is I feel like this was a gift from Emma.
It was from StitchCon the year before.
Black Cat Stitchery. I graduated in 1989, so I am a sucker for Back to the Future, Footloose.
Which that was on TV the other day, like on cable.
All of them? My favorite one is really the third one. That's when they go back to like the West Town and they're in the train. Oh, this is so cute. This is Teresa Kogut. Yeah, Teresa Kogut, Wilbur.
I love that one so
much. And I purchased these at StitchCon, and I finished, what was the name of the shoe? Christmas U.
Mm-hmm.
But I bought Wilbur, and then I bought Tilly Goat.
They're just so cute.
And I can't wait to have them up. But I did work on Wilbur, and he is just on a, oh no, this is Atomic Ranch, I think.
I love Atomic Ranch.
Yep. Atomic Ranch parchment, 28 count. Love it. It is linen, and I worked on this one evening.
You had a lot done.
Mm-hmm. And it is in DMC. A lot of confetti stitching, but look at the details in that ear.
I love that.
I think it was DMC and some fancy floss. Isn't that funny how much it looks like a pig ear?
No, it's so
I kept thinking about the puppies because they love to eat pig ears.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Wilbur. So I worked on that. That was a ton of fun. I just felt like I was a stitching machine this month.
I know, you really were. I need to get that this month.
I have got to finish this, but I did work on it. Blackbird Designs, Merry Christmas.
I like this one.
And I think Emma's becoming a sampler stitcher, y'all.
I do love a good sampler.
She loves it. But I'm finding, just like with this, I like all this part. Mm-hmm. But then when I'm doing the border, I'm like, oh,
see, no. I love that and just the letters.
No.
Even though some of them will like be missing an S or whatever, especially if they're like the older, like, yep. I'm like, wait, did I mess that up? But I didn't. It's part of the pattern. So
part of the
nice.
pattern. Mm-hmm. Let me see if I can find what I'm stitching this on. Oh, Picture This Plus Legacy. And I mean, I'm not too far from being done. Only change I made was the initials on the bottom. Mm-hmm. I used mine and my husband's first initial. Because why not? But I love these colors. That's why I was so drawn to this pattern.
It's very pretty.
With pinks. And so I've done a couple of samplers, but not too many. Mm-hmm. So I need to push through. But it's a lot of the same. So I know it's going to be monotonous. And I don't know.
You like some variation.
I like something different. Which is so funny because I don't like different in any other aspect of my life. I stitched on Hands on Design. This is the laundry series.
Oh, I love this series. This one's cute.
Which one I stitched. Well, I'll show you what I have stitched. I have 2 finished. Or 1 3/4. They're stitched in DMC, and this is just a linen that I picked up at like AC Moore. It's just an ivory.
Which I love those colors.
And I used all her called for. So cute. A little bit of a mess, guys. And then I I don't know why I cut that one off because I was using the same fabric for everything.
Oh, well, maybe you wanted to finish them separately.
So I thought this one was super cute. This was the next one in the series.
Oh, that one's cute.
Loads of fun. Self-service. Oh, I finished it. And then she has a freebie with each one, so it'll say like wash, dry, fold.
I need to catch
So I
up
have
on
some of
laundry.
that done. Let's don't discuss Emma's laundry. She can't get her laundry from her mama.
I did not.
None of them did.
All the colors, except for white. Except for white, because I don't want them. I've dyed so many clothes accidentally.
All the colors and maybe a shoe. Okay, this is the one I finished first. Never Ending Cycle, hands-on design. This is the one I finished second. Loads of fun, and you can see up here how like that one says dry. The first one said wash. And so I only need to finish this one. I guess I could have included that as a finish, but I did not. Hands-on design, irony. Opposite of wrinkly. Now, them not liking to iron is, I will iron. I do iron, but I don't enjoy it.
I have an iron for sewing. It's like this big.
I will iron clothes, but it's not my favorite thing to do. But my older son irons.
Yeah, he does.
Everything.
He steamed my wedding dress for me.
Yeah, I know.
Or Leah's too.
Oh yeah. He started ironing when he was like in middle school, and the kid loves. He's not a kid anymore. He's 32, but he loves to iron. Okay. Next are my WIPGO. Did you share your WIPGO?
I shared one of them. Let me see. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's a mess right now. Are we talking about for this month or next month?
For February.
Okay, so for February, I had one. Okay. That was WIPGO, but I maybe got like 2 stitches in it.
That's all right.
Which I kind of cheated with this one. I picked this one out. I switched it out with another number because I wanted to work on February.
Well, no one would ever know if you didn't tell on yourself, Emma.
Well, now we know. Yep. It's the Cricut Collection February. It says number 335. I don't know if that's part of the title.
I think that's how many patterns that she has at the top.
Makes sense.
So it starts at number 1.
I don't want to find all of them. I love Cricut Collection. I do love Cricklewood Crossing though. Her bags are amazing. But let's see. I don't have the name of this fabric.
That's a picture of this plus Ada that I gave you, and it's a pink.
Which I love the pink on this. So yep, haven't really gotten much done, but I'm gonna try to stitch on this more today. It's still February, so WIPGOs count. So yeah, for sure. And then just the called for DMC.
And tomorrow's still February.
Facts, which this is that, speaking of Cricklewood Crossing, I'm pretty sure this is
I love these bags. Look how big those are.
On the brain. It's a huge bag. So, yep.
I love that one.
And then that is my last WIPGO for this month. And then I have mine for next month. But
my WIPGO, which I did follow the rules. I'm a rule follower. Stitching with the Housewives November, but we ran into a problem with this. Okay. I know I talked before about this fabric flare. This kind of drives me nuts. This.
Oh yeah, I got some masking tape from Walmart, and that's kind of helped with some of it.
But I realize what drives me nuts even more. This is Fabric Flare whitewashed board, which I love the fact that it looks like a board. Although that would be nice. But because I usually stitch with 28 count, Missy and I were discussing this. Picture this plus shrinks. And so it's really like a 32 whenever you get their 28. This is like a true 28. So look how big my stitches are. So that means the coverage isn't great. So I stitched like this part of this in, and then I called it quits because I'm going to restitch on another fabric.
Okay.
This fabric is not for me. I don't like it. I mean, I like the design, and I think I would like it in a
different count.
I think that would be great. So I'm not going to stitch on this fabric if you want to.
I will attempt.
Yep. I think that you'll probably enjoy it. But like this is, I'll show you the difference on this one. This was my next WIPGO, which I only had a little bit of that done, so I feel like I did a lot on this. And this is Haunted Halloween. This is a mystery stitch along. the Fat Quarter Shop, and it was free.
Oh, I love that fabric, that green color.
And I think this is, picture this plus conifer maybe, but this is where I'm at. I only had a teeny bit of the outline of the bat done, and I watched basketball a couple nights.
Nice.
And that's what I finished, but I think it looks so amazing on this fabric. But you can see how tiny the stitches are, and this is a 28 count.
Especially compared to the other.
Right.
Yep.
And so that one to me felt like a 20 something, 25 maybe. And I think that I really enjoy 32, but that translates to 28 with Picture This Plus, because if you get a 32, it is tiny, tiny. So I did get that done, so then I consider my WIPGO finished for February. Nice. I met my goals, even though one is going to be, that was part of the goals too, just to go through your WIPs and decide if you love them. I've got so much to stitch that I'm not wasting any of my valuable stitching time on something I don't love. And I love the pattern, and I love the fabric pattern, but the count is just off for me. So I guess next we'll do finishes. Did you have any finishes?
I have one. I don't think I showed this last time because I finished it.
I think that you had just started working on this in January.
It was part of the January WIPGO. It's Hands-on Design, A Year in Chalk, December. Which I thought this was so pretty. I love that. And then I just did the called for, except for the red, I think I just did like an 8/16.
The charcoal Ada.
And it's on 14 count charcoal Ada. But yep, I thought that was a cute little finish. So one WIPGO down and finished.
Yay!
That was my fully finish.
I had a finish. The first one was, well, I think this was my last one. This was a start in January and a finish in February. Stitching with the Housewives March weigh-in. And I made a couple of changes. Stitch on Picture This Plus Wren, which is one of my favorites. It just goes very well in my home. Okay, the first change, I made the basket shorter. And I also added some straight stitches up here. Like, you know how a basket has that handle with the little, like the gripper? So I changed that, which made it shorter. And then I added some grass, just little straight stitches to the bottom. I
love that. Just in time to decorate it with it.
I know. Well, she had little flowers at the bottom, and I just kept imagining that it was like blooms that have fallen out of the tree. And so they're kind of just sitting in the grass.
I love that.
I love that. But you can see how the basket here is taller. It's taller, and so these chicks were closer to the blooms, and I wanted mine a little bit lower. So that was fun, and everything was called for. I went, I love my home is where the wreath is. And so I finished the sunflower wreath, and I stitched that on Wren, and I used my own color changes since theirs is on black. There we go. I love these. So that was fast. That started one night and I finished it the next morning. These are super fast. What takes so long with these are these letters.
The letters, yeah. I have them. I just haven't started them.
I'm so glad I stitched them though. I really love the finished product. This was a WIPGO for January. And I consider it a finish because it's the Calendar Girls Little House Needlework. And I finished June.
Nice.
This is on a mushroom Lugana, and I'm stitching them all in the same. That was my finish for WIPGO. And I don't think I did any changes to her. Maybe I changed her hair. Oh yeah. Oh no, that's July. July is
July is pretty.
A redhead. Oh yeah, I did change. I definitely changed her hair. Because what I was trying to do is, for my girls that were born in their birth month, I changed their hair according to what the actual color is.
Mm-hmm.
And my June baby has light hair.
That's cute.
Mm-hmm. So try to personalize it that way. So I consider that a finish. Mm-hmm. And then my next finish is actually large. It's a big one. And all I have to do, consider it a finish because all the stitches are done, but I need to add straight stitches and the buttons. I'm going to do that right before we take it in for framing. And this is Praiseworthy Stitches. The buzzards roost in. And I stitched this on a 28 count Murky Lugana by Picture This Plus. And I was so happy to finish it. I've been working on it for a couple of years, just in the fall season.
Gosh, that's such a big piece.
Picture?
Yes, it is. The houses. You still got the fence. Like, you could probably go up a little too.
And so all I need to do are there are some like cobwebs in the house. So I need to add cobwebs, and then there's some buttons. And this is going to the framer.
Ooh.
And you know, I thought it might be fun if we maybe videoed some at the framer so they can kind of see
the process.
Yeah. And I usually take mine to Michael's. Our local Michael's does a very good job on needlework. So those were my finishes and my whips.
Love it.
I felt like we just did a ton. Looking at my notes. And then I guess we'll do haul.
Oh, goodness.
Or haul, gifts.
I'll try not to crinkle, y'all. That's plans for next.
I hear Ruby.
Oh.
The puppies are upstairs with an aunt. Oh yeah, because we had birthday, so we really have
some haul if I can reach it. Okay. So my first haul, is this is, what is this?
Linen, 28 count.
Just linen. So it's linen glow in the dark 28 count. And I got this for this Glendon Place pattern. So it's Boo from the Crew. But the fabric, like that's the same fabric. Yep. And I haven't fully kitted this up. I've got the called for Classic Colorworks for the moon, but I think I'm gonna do DMC for everything else. But I just thought that was super cool. And I've never worked with glow in the dark fabric before. It says to expose it to bright light before.
I've worked with glow in the dark floss. But yeah, we found that on Stony Creek.
Yep. So that was the first haul. And then I'm just gonna do the stuff I got before my birthday.
This one's separate because we'll talk about the stitch along. What do you think?
I think that's a plan. So to birthday haul, I got this from my older sister. So it's a little Friends cross stitch book because I love Friends the series. And so it's just got a bunch of little patterns.
I love that.
That have to do with the series.
Emma was so excited when she opened that.
Oh, yes. And then the second one, let me do this one first and then the other Glendon Place. This is from my husband for my birthday. So it's Jan Hicks Creates, Colors of Mexico. And he got it fully kitted up with the Weeks Dye Works and I think some DMC. And then, see, that's some of the floss. I've got the rest in another bag.
Yep. DMC, Weeks.
And then for this fabric, he got it from the Stitchen Kitten. He got the whole pattern from the Stitchen Kitten.
And we'll put their information below as well.
Yes, this is 28 count Dune Lugana.
So pretty.
Which I think that's going to be a pretty color for these.
Reminds me of Earthen with Picture This Plus.
I'm super excited to stitch on that.
I love that.
And then, let's see, from my parents for my birthday, it's a Glendon Place. It's called Simply Love. which this is just so beautiful.
I love Valentine's.
Valentine's is one of my favorite holidays.
Valentine's and Halloween.
Yes. And so we've got the called for fabric. Picture this, or I don't know if this is called for. I think so. Picture this plus fabrics, Bashful in 28 count linen.
Bashful is what your Cricut collection is stitched on, but it's Ada.
Oh, okay. See, I've been gravitating towards linen lately. Yeah. But I've also got all the little silks, the dinky dyes, which I've never stitched with silks before, so that'll be
and she's gonna bead.
A learning process. Yes, I've never beaded before either, but it's got all the called for. So super excited about this one. Oh, I dropped the dinky
she gave it
dyes.
to me. Thank you, Emma.
So fun. This next one was, it was kitted up at Stitchen Kitten. She's got a little basket towards the back with just all these different kits. And so this one is Sisters and Best Friends, Olay. This was for my husband for my birthday.
Wow, look at those colors.
So I just love, love, love the colors.
The colors are so vibrant.
And then it came with all the called for fabric, all the called for colors. So super excited. I don't know if it's got the name of the fabric. I'm losing beads.
At least they're not loose.
Oh, facts. Let's see.
I love that, Emma.
Oh, yeah, it's
Jobelin,
hand-dyed, Summer Sky. I'm not, this is a tiny count.
It's...
Oh, and it's got some beads. So, got 2 beading projects.
It's not that tiny. I think it's 32. So it's beautiful though. Look at that on this fabric.
Some Weeks dye, some Gentle Arts.
You have young
all the colors. Oh yeah. Like, ooh.
I love that, Emma.
So I'm excited to get started on that. I was trying to wait because I wanted to show it all kitted up. That's the beads for it. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I love them.
I'm excited about that. I've never beaded before. So.
Amy Brukin?
Oh yeah. Amy Brukin Designs. That was for the beads. And then this next one, you want me to show this one from Barefoot Needleart?
Yes.
Boom, it came in a nice blue bag. It was the mystery bag from Barefoot Needleart that she picked up for me.
Mystery bag.
I'm excited. I love a mystery bag. Yes. I'm sorry for crinkling, everybody.
Don't be sorry.
But I missed one.
So,
what was the LNS I was in summer? I can't think of the name. I'm so blanking right now. Fire Poppies was here because they did good mystery bags too. But
so Barefoot has mystery bags in kind of like right past their registers, and on it it'll say like Ada, linen, even weave. And I will tell you that their mystery bags are only $10.
Which is crazy for the amount of stuff.
See everything that was in this bag.
So this is just a 22 count Ada cloth or fabric. So we've got some Ada. We've got, this is a Hawthorne scissor sheath. Ooh, fancy.
Look at that. I mean, the value of this alone was $20.
$20, yeah. But that's super pretty.
How cool is that? You keep
I love that design. Looks like it's one of those where they have the wood and it's
look at that.
Like laser. I know.
Don't put that in your pocket.
Like, please, no. It's got some Trinway silk harmony. And then for the patterns, there's a Little Mystery Sampler Club, which I love a sampler. This is Lizzie Kate Part 2. I'm going to see about the Part 1 and all the parts. When we,
that might have been just the extra, so it's just going to be what's on the front right here. So it's just a little design.
Oh, I love that. This one I really love. It's the Country Cottage Needleworks Sampler Days, which I just love how bright those colors are. I love that. We've got that.
Bag just keeps on going.
This is designed by Christiana Bond,
Imaginating
Paris. Which that's
and her husband has been to Paris.
Oh, yes, he has. Oh, I thought you were talking about hers. I was like, mine has, but I'm salty because I didn't get to go.
I don't know where her husband's been.
I was like, well, no, he did. He went for a study abroad, and I was not in that class, so.
She stayed
I was here. But I did get some great souvenirs. He was definitely a sweetheart. That was when we first started dating.
We had a lovely time.
It's like, why am I not there? But anyway, I'm not salty.
He's back.
We're good. Yeah. This next one is
now she lives with him, so
facts. I feel out of sorts today.
Okay, it's all right.
The next one is Plum Street Samplers We 3, which I really like this one.
And who is it? Jonah?
It's got Jonah, Esther, and Noah.
You love Noah.
I know, it's one of my faves. So got that one, and that's Plum Street Samplers. This one is Stony Creek Frosty Friends Believe, which this one's so cute.
Stony Creek.
So I'm excited to do that one. They all just look so happy.
Oh, this bag just kept on going, didn't it? Oh, Shepherd's Bush.
And then, oh, there's actually another pattern. I didn't see this one. So we've got, this is Shepherd's Bush, Home for the Holidays.
They're one of my all-time favorites.
Which I
may
love.
have to borrow this one.
Oh, of course. Older patterns have like the printout. That's my favorite. So we've got that by Shepherd's
Probably
Bush.
wasn't their favorite. Think about having to print that out and attach it to everything.
That's true. I like it.
We like it though.
And then this next one is Shepherd's Bush, A Mother's Hope.
Oh,
So that one's pretty too.
I love that.
I love that, which
And
I
that
don't think I
was
have any
all-
Shepherd's Bush yet. So that's my start to my collection.
I love Shepherd's
So
Bush.
yep, and that was all in the
that
$10 mystery bag. So pretty good haul.
And they always have several. Like I said, the linen, even weave. I almost picked up the even weave one, but I thought we'd go with Ada.
Oh yeah, I'm good with either one. Ada's like my go-to.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So is that it for
Thank
your
you so
haul?
much. That is it for my fall haul. Oh, I did get this. We went shopping for my birthday, my husband and I saw this at TJ Maxx.
I love
I just thought this was the cutest thing because we love weenie dogs. But it's got the long list and the short list. Or this is short list, but I consider this the short list.
Isn't that so
Which
cute?
I love that. I love a good sticky note. So
I love
that
that,
was
Emma.
that's part of my haul.
So that was it, huh? Okay, let's see what I found. This was a birthday gift from my youngest daughter, and it is Star Spangled Street Primrose Cottage. How cute is that?
I love that.
Oh, Ruby hears us. She's unhappy.
Thank you for letting me be on the FlossTube.
I decided I'm going to stitch it on Vintage Country Mocha.
Ooh, I love that
I
one.
had this already in my stash, but she kitted it up from Stitchen Kitten. And Stitchen Kitten kind of winds them up. But, let's see, you want to hold that to this and I'll see if I can grab the rest of them. It's going to be so pretty. I mean, you know how it is, guys. We always appreciate when we get the floss.
Yes. That's going to be beautiful.
So that was a gift from my youngest. I think her bigger sister had something to do with it.
There may have been a trip to Stitchen Kitten.
My husband gave me this for my birthday, and it is Nora Corbett Aquarius.
That teal color.
And I wanted all of the called for, which I believe that might be it. That might be the called for. He kitted up two things, so if it's not, it'll be the next one I showed you. This is not it because it has pink. But he did kit it up. McKay gave me Mirabilia Snow Queen. I loved her for so long. And all the beads.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what this is.
Oh, boom.
I kitted it
That
up.
is, yep.
So pretty. Thank you again, McKay. I cannot wait to get started on that. Oh, I did buy this for myself because my older daughter in Ohio had given us that big bag of cross stitch.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah.
We found like the longer burger patterns and all that. Well, they had a design for Margaret Lee. It was a Christmas basket. Well, I found the Patriota basket.
I love that. That's pretty.
So I picked it up. Just a couple dollars on eBay. For that, my husband gave me Mirabilia Summer in My Garden because I have all the other seasons. I love them. I have Spring finished, not framed. They're pretty big. This one we're going to show. I did pretty good at Barefoot Needleart. I did not buy any patterns. I
That would've been
chose
so hard for me.
to kit up things instead.
Oh,
So
smart,
the first
smart.
thing I kitted up, I already had this fabric, which is Serene. Let me picture this plus. But the first thing I kitted up was Country Cottage Needleworks Main Street. And I thought this would be so cute. I'm trying to work on some everyday. Look at that gazebo.
I love that.
I'm trying to work on some everyday stitches that can stay up. But what I did with this was my own conversion. I think it only called for 2 classic needleworks and the rest were all DMC. So what I did, because I felt like it was a teeny bit brighter than my usual. So what I did was I pulled all of the DMC. And then after I pulled the DMC, I pulled out all of my classic colors. I may have a Gentle Arts or Weeks in here as well. And then I went through each color and matched up with the closest classic that was like in that same, or Weeks, it was in that same color scheme.
I like those.
So they're still brighter, but they're not so, I felt like they were very like,
just popping.
yep. And I needed them not to be. So
They look great with that fabric.
that's again Serene. Picture this plus. You scoot that back in there for me. I'm gonna have the biggest nest ever. I also kitted up. This is a fairly new to me series, but this is Country Cottage Needleworks Beach Boardwalk.
Oh, I love this series.
Isn't that so cute? And I feel like I have so much patriotic. I was wanting to stitch a little more.
Summertime.
Yeah, summer.
I'm
Even
ready for
though I
summer.
leave up my patriotic from May till the end of July. But I can put my summer up at the same time. I love that one. So cute. So I kitted this one up and I pulled my own fabric, which let's picture this plus, but I can't remember the name of the color.
I like that color.
Same one I did the.
Seafoamy.
Yeah, I wish you could get a true. It's a little bit darker, but I used, because that one actually called for classic. So I kitted it up. At Barefoot Needleart. If you're in Surfside Beach, Myrtle Beach, Pawleys Island area, definitely stop by. They are so sweet, and their store is just growing. I felt like they had so much there, so it was a lot of fun. I did meet a sweet lady there. Her name is Joanne. So hi, Joanne. Do you want to know where Emma Kay was?
So I don't.
She didn't get to go to my anniversary trip.
No, thank you.
Even though she was born literally on my first
I was
anniversary.
their first anniversary present. So
Anniversary gift that keeps on giving. So. And then I kitted up. I really just bought floss on Emma's thing, but I kitted up the Quilted Witch
I love
by
this
Lori
one.
Holt. What I did was I watched the Country Stitchers, Deb and Liz, and I actually, Deb lists her color conversion, and we do a lot of similar colors, and so I actually just went with her conversion.
Which that looks like such a fun pattern.
Yeah. So, and I have not chosen my fabric yet, but kitted that up, and I don't know if it'll fit back in there or not. I think that bag can hold it. I thought this was fun. I kitted up Cottage Garden, Summer at the Shore. How cute is this guy?
Oh, my Lanta. I love that.
So,
He's cute.
I love that. So I kitted it up, and I think I did add some colors that weren't maybe the called for, but they were close enough. I have a large stash of floss and I'm really trying to use it. Oh, I kidded this up. My youngest daughter gave me this for my birthday. Tiny Modernist Mouse's Strawberry Jam. How cute is that? And we love the little mice.
That is super cute.
So, look at these fun colors. I kitted it up all with the called for.
Oh, that neon green, that's pretty cool. I love that.
So,
that's a cute pattern.
I kitted that up. I must be in my helper today. It's exciting. I kitted up Hands-On Design. She did a banner year series, and so I kitted up red, she said, and Language of Liberty.
Ooh, I love the banners. I haven't done one yet.
I love that. So I just pulled, I had a harder time finding color in cotton. So I really just pulled threads that I'm going to use since they're similar, I thought. I really just pulled threads I thought would work for both of them. And I'll probably use L, picture this plus L. I do a lot of my patriotic with that. So I did that. And then I joined the Anabellas, you know, when I did that, the winter.
I do remember that.
Club, or is it not shaking pieces?
December? You did that?
Or December, but it got here the very end of January. So I thought it came in this box. So I thought I'd share with you guys what all was in the box. It's a very well curated box. So it started with the fabric, which is a linen, or maybe a Lugana.
Looks like there's...
That's the finishing.
Oh.
And the needles.
I like the snowflakes.
Came with some floss drops. Aren't they cute? A little key. A little notepad. Thought I'd give that to Emma. She loves hearts. I think these are some finishing
those are pretty
items. It came with the DMC. This is a seam ripper. And then it came with just a ton of patterns. Let's see. The first one is Red Work Valentine.
That one's pretty.
Isn't that pretty? I love this one. This is Winter. I love those little birds. So pretty. Love this. January. Because again, my birthday's in January.
Came with a lot of patterns.
Came with a ton. Winter Sampler.
Oh, that one's cute.
Poor Ruby.
That's my dog.
And this kind of is just a list of what it was Lugana. 4 designs, your fabric, your backing fabric, your floss pack, your floss drops, needles, snowflakes, sticky pads, seam ripper, wool square. Oh, it came with Hershey Kisses, but
yum.
I ate them. So, and that came in, and again, I ordered that in December, so I didn't put that, I didn't think that counted towards my, you know, what I was trying to do. I don't know if I succeeded or failed miserably at that.
Never fail. It's Stitchen.
Let's see. Oh, this is what goes with the Aquarius.
Oh, yeah. Those are pretty.
I love those colors. And her skin, I love it. It's like a gray.
Oh.
The skin color. So that came with the Aquarius. I'll show you the pattern if I can find it. I purchased these. I watched Nest of Petals. And after I watched, I immediately had to go to eBay and find Better Homes and Garden Cross Stitch Country Crafts from May and March of 1992.
Oh.
I have them holding this, and this is why. she had stitched this little piggy, which he's in, not in color yet because he was the next issue, which I couldn't find, but I just found it on Etsy, so that's on the way.
That's nice.
So I had to have this. They're called Country Champions Collector Series. So I had to have him. Oh no. And look at this guy.
That's adorable.
Love that. So I had to have the whole series.
Mm-hmm.
So you can really find some good things in magazines.
Oh, the good magazines.
So I watched that and immediately had to go do that. And then we were gifted this from a sweet friend on Instagram. She had two.
I love that.
It's a Stitchen with the Housewives family. And I cannot wait to get it stitched up. Looks like it'll be pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be part of my February plans. I'm going to stitch on WIPGO. I'm going to stitch this. And I left it over there, but I'm going to get the other thing that I started stitching on. Do you want to talk about maybe your plans? And I'm going to...
Yes. So my March plans are WIPGO. And so this month, 1 and 10 were called. And I followed the rules. I went with my 1 and 10. So my one was Dirty Dishes by the New York Dreamer, which I thought that was funny. It says, the dishes are looking at me dirty again. So I thought that was hilarious. And I haven't gotten much done. This was a fabric you'd given me a while ago, like when I was in school.
Let's picture this plus, but I do not remember.
So it's a very pretty picture, this plus, on 14 count
14
and just the called for DMC. So I will be working on that. Then my second one, 10, it was the Soda Stitch Coffee Break. So it's a large pattern, but I'm working on, large pattern, but I'm working on this one.
Is that your coffee cups? WIPGO?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I love that.
So I definitely want to get it done. So with this, I'm doing a little bit different from the called for. I'm kind of just working with similar colors that I had. And this is just on a piece of fabric you'd given me a while ago. It's 14 count Ada.
Let's not picture this plus. It's only on one side, so I think it's Charles Craft. I think from Joann's.
But I thought it was very good, like coffee stained almost.
Yeah, but only on one side though, so it's a printed fabric versus a handbag.
We've got that. And then, since Easter's next month, I want to get these kitted up and started.
It's in March this year.
So this first one is Glendon Place, What a Quack Up.
Love that.
Which I thought was funny. Which I got this from the freebie table at StitchCon last year. And then this one, it's Tiny Modernist Easter Wreath, which this one might be a finish, depending on if I have all the DMC.
Oh, Emma's gonna be speedy.
I'm hoping so. It looks like a smaller pattern. We'll see. But those are my March plans so far.
I love it. Last night I started Eggs All Around Glendon Place. Missy 2 needles pulling thread. She and I are starting this in March, but I started early. I was trying to get everything together for it, and then I just couldn't resist. And so this is stitched on Chrysalis, which is linen by Pictures Plus. All the called fors. This was a Christmas gift from my husband. And this is where I'm at so far on the egg. Those are going to be pretty big eggs. Let me look at that. So nice. And I've decided, since I'm stitching, I've started autumn all around, the Christmas ornaments all around, and then I do have the witch as well. But I decided I was going to, for this, break out my Longaberger Sewing Notions basket, so I could put everything in here that goes with it. One reason is because it has a lot of stuff that goes with it. Second reason is because I can leave it sitting out like on the table or whatever, but it's neat. It's not a lot of little things. And for some of these baskets, which I've had this one since it came out, but I saw some of them on eBay, and you literally can buy these baskets for like the same price as a project bag. I mean, granted, if you're traveling, it's not going to be the same, but at home, so I have a couple in my cart because I would like to have a basket for each all around. But I'll show you what I have so far. I do not have all the beads or the Krynic yet, but it came with little trays. And so what I've done is like my beads. This is my invisible thread that I bead with, and then I have my scissors, a needle minder. This is some Krynic. This is my threader. Krynic, and then some extra needles. So just everything I would need to sit by my chair and have it all together. And then in the bottom is a pretty deep.
Yeah.
In the bottom I have all the flosses. Some of my flosses, like I said, I pull from stash first, were on bobbins, which is my preferred way. But these I had to purchase at the store. So I put them on these little rings that come as a set.
I love those colors.
These are all the colors. And what I'll do is when the project's finished, whatever's left, I'll bobbinate. Because like I said, I do prefer
Like a bobbin.
to bobbinate everything. To me, it's just easier. So I have those in there. And then I also have my tacky bob for beading in here. But I thought instead of a project bag, I would have a project basket.
I love that. I'm gonna have to look, see.
And like I said, I plan to have one for every all around, just because again it's so much that goes with it.
Oh, yeah.
And I think these will be cute stacked by the chair. So I put that together yesterday, and I think that's what made me in the mood to not be able to wait for March. So this is so much fun. And this needle minder was also a gift, birthday gift. So I think that is that all we did, Emma?
I think that's all we did.
We're going to show you, Emma and I have decided that we're going to stitch along with the pattern. And so we would love for you guys to, if anyone wants to stitch along with us, you know our love for weenie dogs runs deep.
It's immense.
And we're lucky that Plum Street Sampler feels the same way. Paulette seemingly loves the weenie dogs. So we have kitted up yellow polka dot big weenies.
Oh, that was so cute.
How cute is that? And I took this with me, so I did kit this up at Barefoot.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I kitted this up on 1, 2, 3 stitch. So we've got all the DMC and Classic Colorworks.
I'm using the, when it called for the majority of them, I am using Classic, but I think a couple of them I didn't have. And again, I'm trying to use my stash, so I kitted with she gives you the DMC options. So yeah, Emma and I are going to start that as a stitch along. I'm going to have that in the description box because we will post on Instagram so you guys can see what we're doing or not doing.
Which I'm just stitching mine on mushroom. I forgot I got this from 1, 2, 3 stitch too with it. So I think that'll be good.
Cute. I'm sure I'm going to stitch mine on a picture this plus of some sort.
Oh yeah.
And I can't remember what we chose. Plum Street, Big Weenie, Sal. And so that's going to be in the description. And again, it'll be on our Instagram. I am Joy L, the Carolina Stitchers. It does have a dash in there, or an underscore. So I'm going to have that below. And we're going to have all of the information from all of our whips, kits, finishes, haul, anything you guys would want to see. And during this last month, I've watched a ton of FlossTube. Have you watched any FlossTube?
I've watched some, like catching up on stitching with the Housewives. Not really. I need
Not that much.
Get back into it.
Well, below we're gonna have a whole list of FlossTubers mentioned, but I watched 2 Needles Pulling Thread, Missy and Kathy, and Kathy just got back recently from the Barefoot Needleart retreat. I think her last video she talks about it. I watched Stitching with the Housewives. I watched the Sassy Southern Stitchers. They are so sweet. And don't you like when you watch people and you just feel like you have like stuff in common? One of them homeschools. One of them is her child is really into band, and you know I had a band child. It wasn't Emma, but she was a drum major, and my other daughter played. She was a drum major in high school and college. So anyway, I just feel like we have a lot in common. I watch Pam and Steph just keep stitching. I watched, these are new mother and daughter, Lost Our Needles.
Oh, I did watch that.
You watched that? And the very first one, I felt so honored. She had said that we were one of her favorites, which made me want to get a tear. I watched Lone Star Stitchers, and they are Southern ladies from Texas.
Oh.
They have a lot of fun projects. I watched Cross Stitch the Globe, and I love them. They put out this video that was most expensive cross stitch patterns.
I did see that video, yeah.
Oh my word, I shared it on my Instagram. I had 2 of the patterns, but Mama pays retail, so I've just been stitching for 40 years, so I happen to have them. But I watched the FlossTube Stitcher, and she was one of the first FlossTubers I ever watched. Her channel was Carolyn Mazio. Now she's a FlossTube Stitcher, and she's in Australia, I believe. And she stitches a lot of stuff that I love. And she always has. But, so I've been watching her and keeping up. They had a retreat, Nora Corbett, in Australia. Yeah. And so she's been posting that on Instagram. So I watched her. I watched Kristen Cow Stitcher. She is very sweet. She's one of my girlfriends on Instagram. I watched Java Girl Stitches. She put a new one out, and it's always good to hear from her. Crafty Cottage Stitches. They are some of my favorites. They are mother and daughter also. And they live in the Pacific Northwest. And, you know, we were stationed there twice. So that just has a place, a place in my heart. And they're multi-crafters. And so I crochet, and I really enjoy that they show everything they do. That's one thing I did, is put that huge granny square blanket together. Oh, yeah. I'll show that next time. But it's always so good to keep up with them. Nesta Petals was new for me. She's the one that I bought the magazines after I watched her. I love her whole vibe. Fat Quarter Shop, FlossTube, of course. I try to catch up with them. I watched Teresa Kogut Creative Whims. That was the Wilbur and the U. Yep. Hands-on Design. She posted, they have a new one recently, but actually what I watched was their, the beach series. It's a whole bunch of different ones, like the little, I can't remember the name
I
of
do
it now.
remember, because it's got like the oars in one, and then there's like surfboards and stuff. And we both have those.
I have all of those, and she recently did one kind of showcasing those again, even though they're older, so I watched that. I watched Country Stitchers, Liz and Deb, and they actually have a couple of new ones out. That was fun. Primrose Cottage Quilt Stitches, they have a pattern for market that I have to absolutely stitch. It is the... That's one thing we didn't go through, was what we wanted, what we liked from market.
We liked a lot from market.
We did like a lot from market, but we'll go over that real quick after this. Yeah. You think? And I'll attach it. We'll have pictures of some things at the end that we will attach. But anyway, they have one that is, let me see if I can find the name of it. 4th of July rules. And it's also, her father creates frames. Did you see the wood frame it's in? You know how I got the Christmas one? And it has like 3 stars on the top.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
I'm like, the military wife in me needs all of that immediately. So I watched them. I watched Little Stitch Girl, who is Basic Stitches, and she has one of our Nashville must-haves. We both had it. We made our list separately. And one of hers was on both of our lists.
I've liked a few of her patterns. It's pretty cool.
Anabellas Shop, she's the one that I did the mystery winter box. She does FlossTubes. And then Jan Hicks Creates.
Which I love her. I've got a few of her patterns.
And she was recently at the Stitchen Kitten.
I know. I had to work or else I would have been there.
And I saw the pictures. So she and her husband are traveling RV like across the country.
That's fun.
And so she posts a lot, you know, just her travels and all the cross-stitch stuff she's seeing and doing. So I'll have everyone below that we mentioned, but I just wanted to give everyone an actual shout out that I caught up with. Oh, I didn't put them on there, but I did watch Floss Boss and Cousins yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, and they look like they're doing well. Their family members on the mend. They share about that. I'll let them do that. And anyway, that was fun to watch. And we did go through the Nashville.
Yes.
What occasion are we? I'm going to need patterns for Easter.
Yes, definitely.
I'm not buying them, but I'm probably buying them. I'll buy them and just put my husband's name on them.
Like, William.
I just can't resist. But I'll put the pictures below. The first one I had to have is, or I will have to have, is the Artsy Housewife, and that's Geraldine's Flowers. Have you seen that?
I haven't.
It's like a bear with like Quaker flowers.
Oh, that's
You'll see it when I post the picture.
Yes.
Stitch It with the Housewives Home Sweet Home.
I did see
it's
that one.
long, and it's actually a friend on Instagram sent me the link to buy the tray that it's displayed in because I love the whole shebang. I'm gonna have to have that. Glendon Place Tulipa, but it's tulips. Gorgeous. You know how much I'll have to have another Longaberger basket for that. But Little House Needleworks, the Log House Christmas.
That one was a pretty one.
I was actually on vacation and got a notification. Missy had tagged me like, you're not going to be able to live another day without this. So that's on my list. We talked about the Primrose Cottage Stitches. Little Stitch Girl, the one we both had on our list, is the Holiday Banner Halloween. And it is so funny because on one of my Halloween finishes last year, I had bought perforated paper to do a little banner in the corner.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what this one is. It has a banner that goes across the front and the perforated. It's like a 3D effect. I love that one.
That's pretty cool.
Then yours.
So mine were a lot of samplers. There was the Victorian Rose Needleart, Elsie Glennie Watt, which is a sampler. New York Dreamer Needleworks Cross Stitch Forever, which is cute. They had finished it on like a bobbin, so that one's super cute. If you haven't seen that one,
I have a bobbin. We got it at
that one. It was a giant. It was pretty cool. And then Erica Michaels, Louisa Denman, which that was a sampler. I love Erica Michaels. Kathy Barrick, it's Animals at Home, on the Farm, in the Wild. That one was just super colorful, like super fun. And then the Tell and Emblem, A Pair of Squares, Peace and Joy, which was a holiday one in 2 different little designs, which I really liked.
I love that one. So, was that it, Emma?
I think we covered everything.
Like I said, any and everything will be
in the description.
And it's going to be a long one.
It's a long one.
Just because it's been a hot minute. But we don't plan to be gone a month.
No.
We don't have any more. I have a daughter coming up on a March birthday, but that shouldn't mess with our stitching. Should it? And then we have Easter.
Yep.
So we'll come back. Let's try in 2 weeks, because actually towards the end of next month, my son, my daughter-in-law, and my youngest grandson will be here for a week. So
no, I haven't met the newest nephew yet. I'm excited.
I cannot
I'm
wait.
Excited.
He's growing so quick.
I need to finish that bib before they get here.
You do. He's trying to grow up already. 2 months old. Born to, 2 months old.
Time flies.
And then my oldest grandson turns 1.
That's crazy.
Next month.
So we've got 2 March birthdays.
Yep. 2 March days. So that's super exciting, but I think that's it for us. That's probably enough for us. What are we, over an hour? But we will see you guys in a couple weeks, and we hope you guys are having a wonderful start to spring. I started decorating some, which is mostly green. We need green.
Yep.
I can't wait for my grass outside to be green coming. But anywho, we're going to go, and we will see you guys in a couple weeks, and thanks for stopping by.
Bye.
Bye.